All right, Cindy Morgan played Lacey on Caddyshack. She was also in TRON with Jeff Bridges, which is, to me, that movie was in some ways more groundbreaking than any film from the Ridley Scott era. You know, it really did. It was and that's why it was such a disappointment, the sequel, because the first one was just so classic.
I didn't see the new one. Did you?
No, I didn't. But you know, everybody that I know, you know. Anyway, Cindy Morgan will be at Comic-Con this weekend. She joins us here on KOGO. Hi, Cindy. Good morning.
Good morning, Chip. How are you? Welcome to Comic-Con. Are you coming down?
Actually, I'm going to be down there talking to people on the street. Actually, be honest, between you and me, kind of making fun of them. But
now, behave yourself. Comic-Con is a wonderful, wonderful event for the city of San Diego. I got to tell you, I love it. I flew in last night from Florida, and I was on a plane. We were trying to take off from Atlanta, and we couldn't take off. And they said, everybody from Comic-Con clap, and the whole plane went nuts. And then they said, the flight attendant walked up and said, sir, we cannot take off until you stow your stormtrooper helmet above your seat.
Yeah,
we're not going. We're not going anywhere.
And to my point, you know, I bet the last time that somebody had a date on that plane was when Reagan was president. But that's another thing.
Hey,
no,
I haven't had a date since Reagan was president. So let's just...
Hey, let me ask you a question.
Yeah, what?
You are no, it's a good one. Relax. You were in arguably one of the classic films of all time, especially when it comes to golf. I mean, that's one of those movies, kind of like The Big Lebowski, that everybody reveres. Caddyshack has that effect. When you run into people and they recognize you, or if they don't recognize and find out who you are and they go, wow, what's the first question they ask you, like being in a classic like that?
The first question they ask me is, what was Chevy Chase really like?
It's funny you say that, because I was going to also ask you, I know that Chase and Murray had some problems. Did any of that surface on the set?
Truth be told, the word on the set, of course, I always preface this with the word on the set, was that they were not going to be on the set at the same time, because the last time they had seen each other was on Saturday Night Live, and apparently there's some rumor to the effect that Billy had punched Chevy out. So there was a 2-day overlap. And that's when they wrote that scene. They were together, and that's when they did. They were complete, consummate professionals and did their job. It was amazing. I mean, I've got to tell you what it was like to do that job. I mean, I was walking along one day, and Charles Raymond said, come here and watch this. I said, why? I got places to go. He said, no, watch what Billy's going to do. And Billy, I look up there, and he's taking a weed whacker to the flowers. I said, well, somebody stop that man. You can never replace the scene. Well, where are we going to cut away? There's no cutaway. Well, that's a classic. That was his that was him. You've seen him.
Yeah.
Clipping the tops off the mums, you know, doing the play-by-play behind him.
You know, Bill Murray has, to me, the funniest, one of the funniest jokes in the history of film, and it's only 2 words. And it's in Tootsie when he walks in and the guy's hitting on Dustin Hoffman, and he walks out, he looks at him and goes, "You slut." And that and you know, I look at that, and that's the cool thing about being in not only a comedy, but are you a golfer?
Yeah, yes, I am now. Yeah.
Oh, I mean, I breathe the stuff, and so that, you know, that film has that effect on people and has that sort of. You know, the thing when he's doing the narration about, you know, being at the Cinderella story. Yeah. I mean, all that stuff plays out. But, you know, there was a lot of other great people. So you mentioned Ramis, and, of course, you know, you go through and look at the actors that later on, you know, had either big careers or at that particular moment were at a point in their career. I mean, you know, you were great in that. You were great in TRON. What have you been doing since? What are you up to?
I am finishing the book on the making of Caddyshack, called From Catholic School to Caddyshack. I had 12 years of Catholic school. The last 4 years were Catholic girls' school.
I did the same. I went to Catholic boys' school the last 4 years. We're on the same page here. Yeah.
So you know what happens? We're spring-loaded when we got it. We either go one way or the other.
Well, you know it is. Every year at Catholic school is 2 years of therapy. So.
Yeah, well, to tell you the truth, a lot of it helped because I did develop certain skills to survive, certain comedy skills that I'm still in touch with my first grade teacher, Sister Kate. She gave me a quote for my book.
Oh, they said, no, Catholic schools saved my life. No kidding. I grew up in a tough neighborhood. Catholic schools saved my life. It was a great experience. I highly recommend anybody could have lived in that time have gone through that.
I had a hell of an education. I'm sure you did. By the time I got to college, I went, I don't have to crack a book, so I got into broadcasting.
All right, so where can we see you down there this weekend?
Well, come on down to Comic-Con. I'll be there today. Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. I'll be up in the signing area. Today I'll be there 2:30 to 7. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday 10 to 2:30 ish. I've got photos from Caddyshack and TRON that are great. I've got some wonderful merchandise, some Bushwood Country Club merchandise made by my friend at A&R Collectibles out of Chicago. I've got some laser discs. And you know what? The coolest part about this whole thing is getting to say thank you to the people who were so supportive. Because I wasn't in the second TRON, it was better than had I been in it, because I don't like to use the word fans. I like to say supporters. People got organized. They found their voice. They threw up websites. It's unbelievable.
Well, you know what? I Googled you. You're still hot, so you got something going on.
Well, thank you. But to meet you, I'd have to go out on the street, and I don't know how much time I'm going to spend on there.
I'm going to be looking for you down there. I'm going to be down there in a few hours, okay? So we'll be looking for you, Cindy. Thank you so much for being with us, okay?
Say hi to Cliff for me, okay?
I sure will. He's listening now. Okay, thank you.
Bye, Cliff. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Cindy Morgan with us on AM 600 KOGO. What a great interview, man. I love that. All right, Cindy Morgan played Lacey on Caddyshack. She was also in TRON with Jeff Bridges, which is, to me, that movie was in some ways more groundbreaking than any film from the Ridley Scott era. You know, it really did. It was and that's why it was such a disappointment, the sequel, because the first one was just so classic.
I didn't see the new one. Did you?
No, I didn't. But you know, everybody that I know, you know. Anyway, Cindy Morgan will be at Comic-Con this weekend. She joins us here on KOGO. Hi, Cindy. Good morning.
Good morning, Chip. How are you? Welcome to Comic-Con.